Welcome to the Secret Keepers podcast with your host, Kareen Zutleger. Join us as we uncover the hidden thoughts, stories, and moments that help bring light to the healing power of truth and examine how silence can affect us mentally, physically, and spiritually. We'll also share profound stories, interviews, and transformative narratives to help release ourselves from the hidden and step into healing towards inner peace, joy, and fulfillment. Now, here's your healing strategist and host, Kareen.
Welcome to the Secret Keepers podcast, and I'm Kareen Zutleger, your host. And today I have Abigail Gazda with me, and Abigail is back. She was a guest earlier in the years of the podcast, so you must go back and listen to our first interview. And I'm just going to have her tell you a little bit about herself and where she's at right now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again. I really appreciate that. And a new chance to have a fresh conversation, all of that. I'm currently in Indiana. I don't remember how much we talked about it last episode, but I travel in a van 50% of the year. I head west for winter. This was the first year when I was out west, I was introducing myself to someone and I'm like, I'm a snowbird. And I'm like, wow, that's true about me. And I'm 37 and I'm so happy, so happy. I'm so grateful to have built a life by design. It's everything I stand for. So I'm the CEO of Hearts Unleashed. I have the Hearts Unleashed podcast, four-time author now, and a 28 or 29-time publisher. So I've helped people tell their stories and get their books and message and mission out into the world. And so just everything Hearts Unleashed, I believe in people being able to be themselves, but first we must find ourselves. I spent a lot of my life living up to other people's expectations. And so the who I thought I was all about my achievements, the identity of like being good daughter, good student, good sister, good friend. But that didn't involve me checking in on me. So once I went through divorce in at age 27, I really looked at what's important to me. What do I care about? And I've just been answering that question ever since. And it's been a fun journey that's taken me all over the world.
For me to be almost 58 and thinking that, at your 37 years old, you're this deep into your journey.
Mm.
I think that's just so cool because it's like you get that freedom that much sooner from all of those constraints, the societal constraints on
Yeah.
us, especially as women.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it as, with the men as well, but
Yeah.
obviously as a woman, I can relate to what it's like to be a woman and have all of these identities kind of basically poured into us.
Yes.
um, the idea of the fact that this baby is born a girl, right?
Yes.
So here you are, you're born a girl, you're going to wear pink, you're going to do these things because you're a girl.
Yep. Yep.
And then some of us are like, oh no,
Yep.
that's not the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
So I just think it's really cool that here you are and you're a four-time author yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're gonna dive into the fact that you have a new book coming out.
Yes.
So
I'm
let's
so
talk
excited.
about that.
Yes, I'd love to. And I really appreciate the acknowledgement too about age and the journey. And one thing I want to say though is I did not like set myself free. I was cut loose. I was well full steam ahead on the path of wife, mother, suburban housewife kind of thing, like all of that. 16-year-old me planned all that. And and so I was in that motion and trajectory. And my husband asked for divorce and it blew the train off the tracks. That was, it didn't come without a lot of challenge and dark season. And because I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I've really learned that rejection is redirection, and I've learned to
Absolutely.
embrace that. I would say from that point on, I embraced it more than most, right? That's where then flapped my wings and took off. And so I so appreciate that acknowledgement. And I fully left to my own devices would have lived within the matrix.
Yeah. Well,
But
it just, okay, there you bless the mess, right? Because you take what
yes,
was given to you,
yes,
and what's coming to me is that there was a different plan for your life that you just weren't aware of at that moment in time.
true, true, so true. And so grateful, truly, because I live a fantastic life. And I never, again, asked myself, who am I and what do I care about until I had to, until I was like really forced to look at that. So,
Mm.
yeah, and that's a perfect segue because my upcoming book, fair warning, long title, is The Self-Critical Person's 365 Guide to a Slightly Better Life.
I love it.
It is a mouthful. It is on purpose. It's kind of like a joke, and it's a 365 daily read. And at first, when I was first writing it, this book took me 3 years to fully pen. And that was interesting because I'm a prolific writer in terms of my typical book writing process is about 4 to 7 months. And
Okay.
this was like birthing an elephant. It was just so substantial. And I was really dedicated, like every day, every entry I was writing was just to just ask spirit, what does the collective need to hear
Mm.
this day of this year? And so it was a real challenge because each day has its own theme. It's a short excerpt. I was calling it a devotional when I first started writing it, and people confused it as a religious piece and or a spiritual piece. And it's less that, and it's much more focused on self-criticism and self-talk and self-image. And part of what I want to say about that is I can teach it because I've navigated it. I go first. That's my own philosophy, lead from the front. And so I am Olympic level, fantastic, skilled at self-criticism, self-beratement, catastrophizing. And so it that shifted when I started my inner journey, my inner work, and I'll never forget because it really changed the trajectory for me was I was at a conference and I was just beginning teaching, excuse me, life coaching, and I still was saying, I'm a manager who becoming a life coach. And oh, I'm starting my own business. Like I haven't gotten that far. I was just really like half declaring. And this woman said, I really wish you would stop talking about yourself like that. And I was like, oh, if a complete stranger can see me in my light and my brilliance. And then I'm actually spending time convincing her that I'm less than she sees me. That was a total gut check. I'm like, why the fuck am I doing that? Why am I talking about myself like that? She made me stop talking about myself like that. And so but of course, it wasn't a light switch moment. I had 20, 30 years of experience talking shit to myself as an athlete who was trained to never be satisfied and always become better, right? That I
Totally.
had to decondition self-criticism. And so this book is 365 chances, 366, because I did write leap year in there, but
Oh, great.
366 chances to decondition self-criticism because it's not a light switch moment. You don't see it and then change it. You change it every day. You change it 10 times a day. When you drop something, you go, you idiot, or you forgot the email, or you didn't send the recording to your client,
Yeah.
and you said, oh shit. Oh my God, I missed a call. I did that. And then it's so easy I spill something once a week and I could go, so now I talk to myself like I would talk to a 5-year-old, like, hey, it's all right. We spill things and then we clean
Yeah,
them up. That's all right. Sometimes we forget
sure.
things. And, grace has gotten me 1,000 times farther than self-criticism ever did. And I want the whole world to know it. And I want to train anybody who would like to make that shift to do so.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, amen.
I just want to back up the bus just a little bit.
Totally. I dropped a lot there. Go ahead.
Okay. But I just want to back up the bus to the word deconditioning. So, because there may be people in the audience
Totally.
don't quite understand the word deconditioning. It's a word we use in our circles. But so for somebody out there, kind of give them the very simple version of what
Yes.
is deconditioning?
Yes. As an athlete coach, right? If I'm a basketball player and I dribble muscle memory, sports is muscle memory, so is the way we talk to ourselves, so is everything is muscle memory. And so if I'm doing something for my free throw that I'm it's causing me to miss 9 out of 10 shots. Well, I need to move my thumb. I think we're on video, but I'm describing it visually. But if I need to move my thumb 40 degrees down, and that causes me to make all my shots, I have to untrain my mind or my body, my finger. If I just put it in that automatic, natural place I've done 1,000 times over, I have to actively think about the adjustment for the first 500 shots. I have to actively retrain my thumb to drop a little further down and I'll start making my shots. The fun part is the reward is I'm now making my shots, right?
Right.
So there's an incentive is when we recondition, we change, we undo the thing that's not working, and then we retrain something that works, we're already seeing results. We feel better. We seem happier, we feel more satisfied, even if it's just an elimination of anxiety or a negative feeling. Well, then we're deconditioning. So we're untraining a bad habit.
Sure. That's such a great explanation. And I had kids that played basketball. So for
Yeah.
me, I can totally get and I can still remember the kids learning like hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
That's how the free throw goes. And I wasn't even the one playing, but and just thinking about how there's so much of our life that we may not even have a conscious memory of, but our body remembers it. So that
Yes.
conditioning is more than just in our mind,
Yes.
that it's all in our body.
Yeah.
And you're talking about rewiring the system
Yeah.
so that we can go from, maybe having a habit that's less than positive to
Mhm.
having some habits that serve us to
Yeah.
move us forward in our life.
Yeah. I want to add to that because you made a really good point is it's from birth. So it's half of the voices in your head aren't yours. They're
Right.
everything you've been told and everything you heard and everything you observed. There's a lot of voice in my head that wasn't said directly to me. I heard family, friends in school, or teachers criticisms of, oh, this is, so and so did this or does that, or that's not a right thing to do. So there's the collective voice, there's the societal voice, there's the religious voice. And we've just internalized all of them. And since it's only us talking to ourselves, we think it's ours and it's not. It's been, like you said, conditioned, internalized, adapted.
And there can be so many, right? You
So
alluded to
many.
so many. One of the things that comes to my mind is growing up, there was this commercial for a
Mhm.
perfume called Anjali. And it was like this woman, and she was dressed in like a negligee, and she's like, I can bring home the bacon fried up in a pan and never let you forget you're a man because I'm a woman. Anjali, okay? So
Yeah.
like I can vividly now you figure that's like over 50 years ago, that
Yes.
commercial, but
Yes.
it's so ingrained in me, those thought processes of because I'm a woman, I should be able to do all of the things for everybody and still please my husband. And then in somehow in there, I'm doing it for myself. And so that kind of goes into those voices. And then when I hold up my own measuring stick, if I'm not achieving those marks,
Yeah.
then that's when this mine is called Nancy. Nancy comes in and she's yapping at me. Sometimes it's Nancy, sometimes her name is Judy because she's really judgy, and
Mm,
sometimes she's Victoria because she's just can be like vicious and very mean.
yep.
So
Yep.
there's a number of different names that I use
Of
depending
course.
on which kind of the voice it is.
Yep.
But this is what you're talking about. You're talking about your self-talk, and the way we talk to ourselves is the way we see ourselves.
Hmm.
And a lot of that stuff planted in us wasn't even from us.
Or from even, it wasn't even meant to be harmful. Like a
Harmful.
commercial, it was
Right.
designed to sell perfume.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you've made it mean something about your abilities as a woman.
When I was like 8.
Exactly. It's so that's and so like it's a beautiful example though, truly, Corrine, because you it wasn't malicious and you weren't malicious in absorbing it, or there wasn't anything nefarious truly about it. It just is, and it was, and now it is what it is. And so we don't need to make ourselves that, because that's piling onto the
Right.
self-criticism, to make yourself wrong, that conjuncture happened in time and space. Like, it's happenstance. We don't
Yeah.
need to villainize it. We don't need to make it wrong. We just need to address it.
And understand it, right? I think
And
when you
yes,
bring it that awareness, right? Because when I have an awareness of something, so now I see it,
yes,
now it becomes my responsibility
yes,
to make a different choice if that's really what I desire. So am I willing to make that choice
yeah,
to kind of undo those patterns that are maybe they're just not serving me,
yeah,
to have that kind of a mindset.
yeah,
And we can get stuck in the rut, right? I mean, I picture a tire stuck in the mud, and good Wisconsin mud is like you're in it, and you can spin and spin and spin, but it just gets you deeper and deeper and deeper in it. And I think that's what happens, like because we ruminate on the thing that I got my measuring stick out and I'm comparing, and now Charlie Brown's teacher is talking at me that this is what, should happen, and you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And
yeah,
we're coming out and saying, like, no, like, let's come at it a better, more gentler way. Let's be
yeah,
loving to ourselves. Let's be kind to ourselves
yeah,
and have some grace
yeah,
because we are human.
yeah,
We're here to have an experience.
yeah,
We're going to spill the milk, the coffee, the tea. We're going to
yes,
forget to send the email.
yeah,
We're going to forget to put the check in the mail.
yeah,
Crap's going to happen. We're going to be late to a meeting, whatever, whatever, right? The list is long.
yes,
It's how we, right, react to it that is really
truly.
the the end all, I guess, if you think about it, right? It's like, huh, what's my next move? What's my
Yep.
next move?
Yep. Yep. And this book retrains the reaction just through a daily tidbit. I like to consider it a contemplative book, meaning you get to read it. Some of the days say journal, or just sit, or think about this, or maybe look in the mirror a little bit longer today. So there's some invitations, there's some applications, and there's just an opportunity. And a lot of it's me writing, so it has like, I've written with this gentle, loving voice of, literally displaying in the book through the voice of, like, loving kindness, tenderness, gentleness, softness. So it's written in a refreshing type of way that you could even practice, like, not emulating my voice, but finding your gentle voice.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
It's like, what does she sound like? Like, what's her
Yeah.
name? What's her name?
Right. Yes.
Right? She doesn't have a name yet. Or maybe her name is Corrine. Or maybe
Yeah.
her name is Abigail. And this is the true voice, right? The true
I
voice.
know a lot of people with an Abigail voice in their head nowadays.
But it's like maybe because maybe it is like maybe my little girl finally gets to hear what her real voice sounds like,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And when she gets to hear that, she's like, "Oh, this is the way. This is the path to
Hmm.
take. This is my journey over here,
Yeah.
not the one that everybody told me to do or the one I thought everybody was telling me to do just because of what I was understanding, right? You think about that when kids are young, right? I mean, if it takes till nearly 25 years old for a young woman's prefrontal cortex to develop in the
Hmm.
brain and nearly 30 for a young man,
Hmm.
that's a lot of years for other voices to kind of come in and tell you who you
Yes.
are.
Yes. We are so malleable. So
And then
malleable.
so you're saying like we're gonna decondition. So you kind of like I think of the word like deconstruct, take it
Yep.
apart. I do a lot of car analogies. It's just
Mm.
from growing up, but right, we're taking the engine apart or the transmission, right? Something in there isn't working.
Yep.
I'm taking it apart and then
Yep.
I'm going to recondition it. So I'm going
Yep.
to refurbish it, right? Rebuild the engine,
Exactly.
rebuild the transmission, refurbish the alternator, and I'm going to get the new, air quotes, new version of it, and it's going to run better.
Hmm.
And that's just so exciting. Like I
Hmm.
think about how I love a 365-day book. I
Yes.
love like a 1 or 2 pager where I can quick get a little,
Mm.
I'm gonna call it a hit,
Yeah.
right? To give
Totally.
me a little dopamine hit that I might need in that moment.
Hmm.
I did that with a lot of other 365-day things in my
Yeah.
very early days
Hmm.
of a healing journey, is
Yep.
the type of things, but I love that idea.
Yeah.
Um, you had said something to me when we first started talking about, like helping people be themselves. And first that meant that they must find themselves.
Yeah.
So can you just expand on that a little bit?
Yes. Yes. I think just from in the most simplest form is really asking yourself, who am I? What am I? There's a difference between what you are and who you are. What you are is daughter, wife, sister, brother, husband, whatever. Who you are as an energetic being. I am heart, I am vitality and power and grace and light. That any role I ever take on, I'm going to bring my energy. And so to say that anything I create, someone would know at this point because I'm particularly at this stage of my life, but like everybody knows what's been touched by you or what's a product of you, right? And that's true for everybody. Oh, did Abigail have something to do with this? Because this looks like an Abigail product
Yeah.
or it sounds like an Abigail thing. And that's true for all of us. Our essence, our energy precedes us. It precedes every title and role. And then, so like, who are you? What are you? What do you care about? What are you passionate about? What matters to you? Because there's a lot of things that society tells us should matter that do not matter to us. And we haven't spent any amount of significant time answering that question and then shaping our lives around it. So finding out who you are and guess what, folks? You're not going to find it outside
Oh,
of you. You're not going to find it.
what? It's not
Right.
in the self-help books.
Nope. Nope.
It's
It's
not in the
all in time
podcast.
with yourself. Nope. None
No.
of those.
Oh man.
These
Okay.
are great guides,
A great guy.
but we got to look within. We have to look no further than the tip of your nose for who you are and what you care about. And then life will continue to synchronistically line up with what you discover. I I care about transformation. I care about teaching. I care about being authentic. And the more I've invested in my passions, the more my life has become passionate, right? Like just this thriving life of I work for myself. I talk about what I like to talk about. I write books. I help other people write books. That's freaking cool because I
It is.
prioritized it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, it is really cool. And I love how you said like the distinction between, the you, the human body, and
right.
that you, the energy body
Yeah.
that's within you, and you take your energy signature with you wherever you go. And I think out there we can see so much around you have to find your purpose, and somehow that it's a singular thing that
Mm-hmm.
you're only like your purpose is to do this thing.
Mm.
And the purpose part of it really is to be that authentic version of you and bring your true energy into whatever it is that you're doing. So it can be, you know, whatever, like I'm showing up as my true self in my marriage. Am I showing up as my true self with my children? Am I showing up as my true self when I go to the grocery store and how I treat the clerk, or when I'm at a business and there's a staff person that is cleaning the bathrooms and how I treat them, and that is your true energy signature that you leave. Like, are you gossiping about everybody? Do you pretend like you like people and then turn around and talk crap about them or stab them in the back? I mean, that kind of stuff is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's not, it's separate from your person, like this
Yeah.
human body, right? I can
True.
separate my being from my behavior. I can look at it and say, oh, that wasn't really
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't very loving.
Aligned with who I
Yeah,
am, right?
aligned with who I am. And so, I can do better, right? I can do
Yes.
better
Yes.
as long as I have the awareness that there's an opportunity
Yeah.
to do better. And I think that's key, right? That word awareness has been,
Yeah.
you know, it's been kind of guiding me. It's like, oh, you have that awareness now. You can do something about it.
Yeah.
Am I willing? Will
Yeah.
I choose to do the thing that needs to be done?
Yeah.
And in your journey and with your 365-day book,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have an opportunity to do
Mm-hmm.
something every single day.
Yes.
So can you
Yes.
tell us just give us like a little sneak about like how it's laid out? Just a
Oh,
little.
yes. Totally. And the it's incremental. People think they're going to get to this Zen healed place,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
but incremental. In fact, they're snippets. They're just, it's exactly what it sounds like in terms of its layout. It's like day one, it has the January and the date, the day and the date of the year. So you can kind of like keep up with it and track and be like, oh, I'm on like day like 280 of any year. How's the year going even? There's cause there's also you'll notice it kind of like ebbs and flows with themes. And what I notice, because again, it's very about like listening to what message needs to come through. So you'll notice like I notice a few days in a row is talking about starting again or self-acknowledgement or grace and compassion or how we are in relationships. So sometimes like there's a week where there's a little bit of a theme too, or like the second half of the year or the first half of the year is about the healing, and then the second half of the year is about transformation and trajectory and progress. So there's these subtleties throughout the book, but every single day is its own little flavor. And that's really cool because here's what I want people to know. If you miss 5 days, just pick the book back up on the
Right.
day of the year that it is. You don't have to read 6 days in a row to feel caught up. Just read the date, like a horoscope, right? Is
Right.
like, what does spirit need me to hear today? Because I've been sharing a lot of them, and people go, "This is exactly what I need to hear." And I go, "I know," because I just know, not because I'm right, but because energetically, Spirit asked me to deliver this message, and I am, and I honor that call for me. And so I know exactly who needs it is going to find it. And I trust that. And so if you didn't read 3 or to 7 days, Maybe it's because you didn't need those that day, but you needed the day you remembered to read your book was the day you needed the message it was. It's always perfect.
I love that though, because people do that. I know I've done it. It's like, oh, well, oh, forget it. I've already missed. It's like going to the gym,
Yeah.
right? It's like, oh, well, I've already missed a couple of days. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're going to go, even if it's only for like 5 minutes, you're going to do the thing. Maybe
Yeah.
not necessarily go to gym, but I'm going to get out, I'm going to walk, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out and I'm going to do something because that is better than nothing. So getting
Yeah.
back on the horse, proverbial
Yep.
horse, right?
Yep.
Get back on the
Totally.
horse, pick out that and get back into that page. And I love that you set it up that way so that it can just be. And I know this is all coming through spirit to you, through you, so that, it can serve the collective. And yet,
Yep.
you still did the one that was you wrote it. And tell me this a little bit, are there some stories in there about Abigail's life or
Nope.
no?
In fact, yes and no. If you want stories about my life, you should get my first book, Giving Up, the Memoir of a Quitter. That is it's my memoir. So it's how I came to be. It's about giving up people pleasing in order to live a life that pleases me. And also, I noticed what prompted that book was I think I list like 5 or 6 different types of identities I had formulated to compensate for feeling deeply unlovable.
Mm.
And then I realized, wow, I'm a complete facade. And like not a fraud, not an imposter, not a fake, but I'm just trying to be something for other people instead of checking in on who the heck I even want to be, right? And so it's all about healthy quitting. So the memoir is awesome for that. Even I actually have it right here because I was just talking to somebody. Talking to the Trees is a story. It's
Okay.
my 5 years of travel told in a 3-week road trip. So this is a fictional narrative, but very, very real. And those were a lot of channeled messages from nature too. And then I don't have Alchemizing Judgment here, but Alchemizing Judgment, my third book, is very textbook-like, but also has more stories and lessons. But that is a dense book of transformation. And then this book has a very different energy to it in terms of there's a little bit of Abigail, but it's told in this really beautiful way. Like I give examples of my deconditioning self-criticism, or in fact, you know what? If I can have 5 seconds, you know what? I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but I found the one that says, "May you have the courage to start again." So I'll read that one in a second because
Okay.
they're short. But I talk about ways that, like, I try not to be self-critical or a little anecdote, but it's not a book about me. So I did my best to stay out of it and really like be with the reader or talk like it's really focused on that inner voice and shifting it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it only takes really in this journey, I have found and come across, and even in myself, is we live in a microwavable society, right? We want things done instantly. We become impatient,
Yep.
or we want to take like that big moon leap in our healing journey. And sometimes that does happen. Sometimes
Hmm.
it's a big, a quantum shift and it's a big one. But really, the true win, it comes in that 1% change every single day, over
Hmm.
the course of 1 year.
Hmm.
I'm making that micro shift and I'm moving forward. That then at the end of the year, you see a huge
Hmm.
change,
Hmm.
and being patient with that evolution of you, because
Yes.
it is a journey to be
Yeah.
had. It's not, sometimes we want to skip the steps. I know that's me,
Yep.
you know, I just want to
Yep.
get here, right? I've had mentors that talk about that, about, people will be like, I want what you have. And then they'll say like, oh, well, you got to do this, 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 and that. Well, no, I don't want to do that.
Yes.
Well, that's part of the process. It's all
Yes.
part of the process.
It sure is. In
It
fact, as you were sharing that, instead of reading the sample of May You Start Again, I'm going to read one that's I'm a work in progress. So
Okay.
it's a good example of like the concept, right? So this is May 31st of the book. Repeat after me. I will always be a work in progress. Say it 5 more times.
Ooh.
I'll wait. So
Mhm.
you as the reader would, I'm a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. The sooner you accept the continuum of the inner work, the less turbulent it becomes. You will find yourself constantly disappointed if you are expecting it to end and reach some arrival at enlightenment where you never are self critical again. Being well emotionally is like being well physically. If you take weeks and months off, you are going to tell a difference in your well being. This is a muscle to train. You could never just go to the gym for a full year and then be set for life. It is simply a consistent maintenance, and I am imploring you to incorporate gentleness into it so you can experience the joy of it. This journey does actually get to be fun and beautiful and rewarding. What makes the tough work worth it is that it makes life more enjoyable. You are doing this to feel better. You want to feel better so you can experience this one wild and precious life you are navigating. It can be fun. The sooner you embrace the journey as the journey of a lifetime, the sooner you can start enjoying it.
I
And
love it.
and that's the day. It brief, bold, brilliant. And you go, "Okay, I'm going to enjoy today. I'm going to embrace that I'm a work in progress. I'm going to stop trying to get somewhere and be somewhere. I'm just going to be here."
And what I hear too is with being a work in progress, and I even often think, it's a work in process. This is a process that we go through
Totally.
that, we do hear a lot of things out there, that can be like, oh, you're going to arrive at a destination. You're going to arrive at a destination, that the healing should be done. And I know you and I both know it's truly about the bounce back.
Yeah.
It's not that we're not going to dip
Yep.
back
Yep.
into something. It's how quickly do we bounce back from that
Yes.
experience, because we're human
Yeah.
and sometimes the crap hits the fan,
Yeah.
you know.
Life be
Sometimes
life and
life be life, and that's Les Brown, right? Les Brown be life, and that's true. It's we no matter what we do, no matter how hard, for me, it was always the control. It's like I want to hang on and have the control of everything and hang on so tight
Mhm.
that, if I can just control the crap out of everything in my life, that nothing bad will ever happen.
Yeah.
Well, that's not
How's
true.
how's that working out?
How's that
Or how does
working out
that
for you?
go?
Gives you really aching hands and feet. That's what it does, right?
Yes.
It's just like trying to grip onto it. But with
Yes.
your book, you're like, we're going to go through this journey. We're going to do a 1% change every single day. You're going to read a little something, and it's just going to give you a little food for thought.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
love that.
Me too. So much. I'm so proud of it. I'm
Yeah.
so excited. It comes out December 1st, 2026. So I'm like, just come out already. Like but I'm reading it as a video book. So I will be publishing it on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So you could like watch it visually.
Awesome.
It'll come out as a podcast because that way I'll only publish it once and you could just listen to it year after year. And of course you can get the paperback, and I'll have it in paperback, hardcover, and ebook. Like I want this book available in every single format, in every single place, because again, I'm so deeply committed to anyone who's ready and willing and interested to take on this work. Like I personally, some of my favorite profiles on social media are these daily snippets. Like I like the one like source messages. That's
Oh,
one
yeah.
that I tune into every day. And some resonate and some don't, and some get me through hard times. And so it's just I just find it so beautiful because it becomes this new program running in the background of just like here's a little juice, a little hit of dopamine, a little hit of encouragement, of enlightenment for your day and carry on
Yeah.
and add another brick to the road.
Awesome. It just, right, gives you a little perspective shift,
Yes.
right? And I love that because to me, I was just talking about this with my husband, is like having a different perspective is like having another lens for your camera.
Yes.
So when you watch like a true photographer,
Oh my
they're
gosh.
got a whole bunch of different lenses. And so they're out there changing them so that they can really see things in all the different ways.
Mhm.
And so that's like how I see it. It's like I get to have this perspective shift,
Yeah.
see things a little differently that help me expand,
Yeah.
right? The soul comes here to express and expand, and that's what we're truly trying to do. And it's
Mhm.
like you get to do this with your book. You're going to get a little snippet every single day to help you shift that perspective, help you expand in your growth journey. And the beautiful part about this journey is, like you said, you can redo the book year after year. And I think it would be so fun to journal it
Mhm.
and see the difference in you
Yeah.
from year to year. And
Yeah.
like, I think it's going to be so cool. So if the audience is interested in purchasing your book,
Yep.
how
It
can they find you?
Yes, it is available for pre-order because I know this episode will come out far before the launch. And so you can head to abigailgazda.com/books, and it's right at the top. Even abigailgazda.com, I've got it plastered right in the front page so you can find it easily. But you can pre-order it from me and reserve your book, and I'll be sending them out. And I'm so excited and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah.
it is available for pre-order, abigailgazda.com/books. That's where all my books live. It will eventually be available on Amazon. I know we got a lot of Amazon shoppers, but if you want to buy direct, you can. Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be available wherever books are sold, kind of thing, especially in the digital space.
Right. In the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. Yep. And I love I'm a nomad, so wherever I go, I have a stack of books in the back of my van. Actually, I have two full boxes of books that come with me everywhere. The between mine and my authors, I'm always slinging books.
And okay, so and I know we've been plugging yours.
Yeah.
Let's just take a minute to just talk
Yes.
about your Hearts Unleashed. Oh my goodness, the words are leaving
The
me.
publishing house.
The publishing aspect of it.
Yeah,
Thank goodness.
totally. Yes. Oh my gosh, I have amazing authors. Someone just asked me, they're like, how many Wisconsin authors? I think like 50% of my authors are in Wisconsin because y'all just, I love you and you love me, and that's great. And I often like my realm of expertise because I'm self-help has been memoirs and helping leaders develop books and with their mission and their message. But I've also gotten into children's books quite a bit as well. And so I have a lot of children's books authors and really adorable books. I've really loved that most of even the children's books that I'm offering still have the aspect of emotional intelligence, life skills, development, really fond, cute, adorable stories. It's truly the one thing I want to say about publishing is I'm not genre specific, I'm author specific. I interview authors. You can't just check out on a website to publish with me. We have to meet. I want to know your goals. I want to know what your desired outcomes are with your authorship and your book and the difference you want to make and make sure that we resonate with each other and that I'm the right publisher for your goals too. But it's so fun. It's a family. Like we come together as authors too. A lot of my authors speak on my stages, and so it's just a really, really beautiful community and creative outlet, I would say.
It's so awesome. And that again would be on the same website for somebody to be able
Actually,
to check out.
so heartsunleashed.com has a
Okay.
Meet Our Authors tab where you could shop our authors' books. So yes, please check that out as well.
And if I wanted to become an author, that also would be on the heartsunleashed.com.
Yes. So actually, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to drop my email, which is abigail@heartsunleashed.com. And you could just send me an email because someone can't check out for
Right.
publishing. They can book a call with me. And so, but abigailgazda.com on the contact page, there's a contact form where it has publishing as one of the options that they're interested in.
Awesome. That I just know, like, because I know a number of the authors, and it's just been so exciting to watch them create their books and put them out there into the world. And someday that
Yes.
will be me.
Yes, yes.
It's
Well, and I
amazing.
think you sent Madison my way in terms
I
of,
did.
so that's a poetry book. We have a couple like poetry books as well. And so I mean, truly the genre isn't the focus. It's the mission, it's the message.
Yeah. And let it, and allowing people to bring that creative aspect of themselves to life, which was,
Yeah.
yeah, so very important to her. So
No, I
I'm
know.
grateful for
That's
that.
the thing. We're unleashing their heart.
Yeah,
She was telling her story. It's so beautiful.
beautiful. It is. I just got goosebumps. Yeah,
I
it
feel
is.
I feel like Walt Disney. I'm making dreams come true.
You do too. That's so awesome. Well, Abigail, it is just such a pleasure always to spend time with you. We look forward to your new book coming out.
Thank you.
That it's very exciting. And as always, everybody, I will drop all of her information into the show notes, so you'll be able to find her. And again, if there's anything I can help with, you can jump to my website, CorrineZuliger.com. And thank you for being a guest on the Secret Keepers podcast, Abigail.
Thank you. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for joining the Secret Keepers podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please give us a like and follow so we can invite you back. And if you just want more, visit CorrineZuliger.com. Remember, you're not alone.